This one. I have to go into incognito, otherwise it's like, but Zath, you have all the ships. Okay. From the Armory. Lazo's coal. And doubloons. Okay, I see. And you are looking for something that is doubloons. And tier 7 cruiser. Okay. So, what is the cost? There's the Maya. What is the cost of that Lazo? 8,300. Okay. Indianapolis, I would rather have than a Lazo because it's got radar, 10-kilometer radar at tier 7, which is ridiculous at tier. Your top tier, fantastic for spotting basically everything. It's got American AP with 8-inch guns, so if you like American AP and you're good with armor, angling, and all that, Indianapolis can be a very, very fun ship. She's actually a ship I enjoy playing.
Also got a really nutty, like belt.
Yes. Yep. There's a couple of things that are good about her armor scheme. There's a couple of things that are bad about her armor scheme. The Lazo we already talked about. The Boise has a super heal. It is similar to the tier 7 Helena, but it's got a super heal. Helena has better DPM, but Boise has much better survivability, again, because of that super heal. If you like American light cruisers, Boise's a hell of a lot of fun to play. Nueve de Julio is a clone of the Boise. You can actually have two of them. If you like the Boise so much, you can buy a second, and the second is for the Pan-American cruiser line, which actually would be good for training up a Pan-American cruiser captain for that line that is now in early access. So that comes in handy. The Munchen...
Nueve de Julio makes more sense now than it did before. Like before, it was just you know Boise, except you couldn't use your built-up captains on your premium. You have to build your own.
Exactly. Boise in general, even still now, is probably your better pick, just because there's so many more American captains you can throw on the premium ship and just go to town with. But Pan American isn't too bad with that new line being released. Both of these are fantastic in Operation Narai and other operations as well. Speaking of operations, Munchen, personally, I would probably skip. I don't like the Munchen much. I would much rather have the Weimar at tier 7. The Weimar has ridiculous HE and AP DPM. Also fantastic in operations. Really good in random battles if you're divisioned with a destroyer who can smoke you and ensure that you don't get detected, or if you're good at hiding behind islands and stuff like that.
I mean, even then, you also have that really nutty speed boost, so you can limit a lot of damage with that.
Yeah, Weimar and Lazo are similar in that you play both of these ships at long range. The Weimar's difference is that you use engine boost to scoot around, whereas Lazo, you use the plane to be even farther away from your enemy, so it's harder for them to shoot back at you.
Weimar's also really good for like the low number brawls, like 3v3s, for example, or 1v1s.
Yes.
Insane at those.
And ranked as well. She's fantastic up close in your face as a cruiser, especially late game, like towards the end. Maya is very similar to the tier 8 Atago. She's got a heal, if I remember right. Yep, she's got really sexy 8-inch guns. They're very comfortable. Very good AP and HE characteristics. She also has good torpedoes. She's a nice all-around cruiser. I think if I remember right, she's missing one turret, so she's got 8 guns instead of 10.
Maya's just really comfortable. So if you really, really want a tier 7 cruiser instead of a tier 8 for some reason, Maya's an option, but I would still just get an Atago if you're going to get a Maya.
Yeah.
But if you're just looking at the ship on its own and not comparing it to, well, just get an Atago, that Maya's really comfortable.
Yeah, Maya's got 8-kilometer Shimakaze F3 torpedoes, which makes it pretty hilarious. But I agree. If I'm buying Maya, I might as well spend a little bit more and get the Atago. Atago is one of the very first premium ships to be released in World of Warships, and she's still considered good to this day, guys. That says something about, about that. Um, Toulon, French super heavy cruiser. I covered it actually. It's gonna go. The replay of it is gonna go up on my YouTube like in a couple weeks. But um, if you like French cruiser play, then she's fun. If you don't like French cruiser play, you're gonna hate her. She doesn't have main battery reload booster. She basically can move around quickly, gets shot at a lot, and yeah, she's only good if you get on the broadside of ships. So I personally would not go with the Toulon unless you've got everything. Abruzzi is another one of those ships that, frankly, I probably wouldn't go with. She was an Italian cruiser long before the cruiser line was released, so she does not have fuel smoke. She's got a repair party. She's got the long-range torpedoes that comes with the Italian cruiser line, but I just don't feel like she does enough in-game to be worth it. And then there we come to the Atlanta, which is a hell of a lot of fun. Atlanta is a drug. You get the Atlanta, once you figure it out, she's hella fun to play. Look on my YouTube page for Atlanta. There's plenty of Atlanta games that you can find. Why? Because of her ridiculous DPM, because of her ability to arc shells over islands, because of her radar, because of her hydro, because of her 4.5 kilometer torpedoes that you often surprise people with. She's a lot of fun.
Also really good in ranked and low level brawls.
Yeah. Yep. So I hope that that answers your question. And now I'm being asked about tier 7 battleships.